a beautiful time to be alive right now, isn't it? And we've got a beautiful shirt with which to celebrate the beautiful times that we're living in. I don't know if you can see it right in that region there. See a little bit of makeup on this because my girlfriend's been wearing it. We've been sharing custody over the shirt since I got it, but it's unisex. It's beautiful. Yes, we can share the love with everyone because right now is the perfect time to do it. We beat Liverpool at Anfield, and I know I shouldn't be too excited considering that we haven't beaten them in a very long time, but no, I'm going to be excited. What's that? Like, that's 9 seasons since we beat them? I don't even remember who the manager was. I think it was Van Gaal. I don't remember the result. But we've had to go there and endure that cop end and endure their fans and endure the misery of going over there. Now we can enjoy it. And not only enjoy it, but enjoy it to the fullest extent because now, you know, this whole week off in between games, I feel it. So I don't know about you, but I'm just going to spend this entire week thinking about the beautiful round head of Sir Jacob Harry Maguire. And then I'm also going to look at Ruben Amorim and think, yo, my manager made some good decisions and it's nice. And you know what I think as well? Overall, we should probably just start debuting new white majority colour kits at Anfield because seems to go well for us, doesn't it? But before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. We are so close to hitting that 10k. I've said that so many times. So come on, let's hit that 10k and let's celebrate what's been a magnificent result for Manchester United. The best result for Ruben Amorim. And I've taken a couple of days to really think about this because I wanted to highlight some of the things from that game rather than just going through a full debrief because everyone else has really done that. There were a couple of key standouts that I wanted to mention before going into things. And some of them haven't really been mentioned in other videos that I've seen so far. So let's get straight into it. And I have to hold my hands up and say at the beginning, I was very nervous about the team that Ruben Amorim put out. I think we were all quite nervous about it, really. I can't imagine there were many fans that were overly happy to see the same back three that was struggling against Brentford. Well, not struggling, got torn apart by Brentford. So that was always going to be a difficult watch, I thought, especially with Maguire and De Ligt not having that pace, and you got Gakpo and Salah and Isak running at you. But it seemed straight away that we pushed forward. We made sure that we won the second balls. We were dominant in the air for as much as we could. And everyone mucked in. So straight away, the credit has to go to Ruben Amorim for that. And, you know, I want to back him and I really do. And I think, you know, if he gets certain things right, then he could get a lot of things right. And I was worried, still am a bit worried that there are a few chinks in the armor of decisions that he's getting wrong and maybe some he's getting away with, some that are just silly and we're not getting away with and he shouldn't be doing them in the first place. But you have to give him credit where it's due because he is a manager under this, like, doctrine of tactical periodization. It's the same that Jose Mourinho was, same that Andre Villas-Boas was. It's a very common thing you see in the Portuguese leagues in particular, but these types of managers study the opposition as much as they study their own team. So it's not just about having your own style of play and then just letting whatever happen. You look at your opposition and you say, what are the chinks in their armor and how can we exploit that? And that's exactly what we did. So it was nice to see that straight away he knew, looking at Konate and Van Dijk, you can pull them apart because of the fullbacks not being very defensive-minded fullbacks. Conor Bradley is the one that is, which is why we didn't go down that side very often. And, well, Diogo Dalot didn't really let us go down that side very often. But staying positive, I think he decided to go down the right route, being the right-hand side. And Ahmad and Mbeumo, the link-up has just been exceptional. And you have to give Ruben Amorim credit for that, as well as giving him credit for every single one of his substitutions, because I think the timing of them and everything was absolutely right. You might say Ugarte didn't see much of the ball. Well, yeah, all he had to do was really close down space and make sure their dictators of the ball didn't get as much time on there, which they didn't, and which he did. And you had to take Casemiro off getting that yellow card, which I think it was good to get the yellow card because, you know, it was one of them, you know, you stop a promising breakaway, so I'm glad he did it. But you had to take him off, and he was one of the leggier ones, apparently, from, you know, the sojourn with Brazil, so I have no worries about that at all. And he took Dalot off when he eventually saw he was struggling, brought on Dorgu, who shut Salah up from the moment he got there, which was really nice to see. And Seško came on, and, you know, this whole thing of Rasmus Højlund versus Benjamin Seško, like, let's all just calm down, because Rasmus Højlund is doing well now, getting a few goals here and there, really just getting the service that he probably should have gotten for us. But there's elements of Seško's game that Højlund can't do. The close control, like bringing the ball out from play, and even, you know, the defensive contributions, the positioning. You can just see there is a much more experienced talent in there, and I'm happy that we got Seshko. He's looking good. He had a couple of goals, so I was thinking, why have we benched him? But looking at the front line and how they were so mobile with each other, I thought was fantastic. And Harry Maguire rightfully deserves to get the plaudits that he's getting. I want to make a full video kind of on the redemption of Harry Maguire, because I think it's one of the most remarkable stories that have come out of the football club in the last 2 to 3 years, because I didn't see it happening. I was certain he was going to go for like 15-20 million to a West Ham or an Everton when they came in, but now I'm glad we've got him. Not just that, but when he's playing, I don't feel like the team has to accommodate him. I feel like he actually brings something to the team. And in that centre-back role, like when you're playing centre-backs in this formation with 3 at the back, it's easier to look good compared to versus just 2 at the back. Well, in the central roles, but Maguire has done really well. And at Anfield, he led that team to victory, and the goal itself just kind of capped it all off, because, you know, the movement of him to get there, and just, you know, there's a reason why he does get these goals. You know, we talk about clutch Harry Maguire and all this stuff, but there's a reason for that. Like, a couple of times you'd say, you know, maybe he's just getting lucky. When you go for the 4th and the 5th time, you're not getting lucky. You're hedging your bets, and you're playing the odds, and you're making sure you're getting in the right position more often than not, so that you can actually, you know, serve the team. And that's exactly what he did. So very, very happy with him. Brilliant assist from Bruno Fernandes, who I don't think had the greatest game, but, you know, he did get the assist, so fair play to him, and he was key in the build-up for the first goal. So always a struggle when anyone has that thought process of taking him off or things like that, which I kind of did. I thought Colby should have come on before then, but, you know, I'll do another kind of longer video on it, but I do want to give a lot of credit to Matheus Cunha as well, and Amad. Those are the 2 outfield players that I think deserve more credit, because Amad had to come off after the 60th minute, because again he got the booking, and I think it was right to take him off, because you cannot go to 10 men at Anfield, you just can't. So I'm glad that that happened. And with Michael Oliver, you never know what he's going to do, so I think we managed the game well just to get Amad off the pitch in that sort of circumstance, and I think it was the right thing to do. But that link-up play with Mbeumo every single time was brilliant, and we saw how having wing-backs can disturb even the most solid of back fours. Like Kirkesh has played a back 4 at Bournemouth, played in back 3 a couple of times as a wing back too. So he didn't really know to go and press Amad or not, but Amad immediately spotted that and kept dragging him out to give Mbeumo as much space as possible. There were so many times that we could run him behind, and he was the reason for that. So anyone saying, you know, play him further up the pitch and this, that, he needs that space to enjoy and occupy more typical fullbacks, so that we can then make space for Mbeumo, and that connection is starting to really reap dividends. So well played Amad, well played Mbeumo, and well played Matheus Cunha, because there was a lot that's been said about him when he came to Manchester United, and I'm going to make a bit of a deeper dive video onto that, but I still think he's our best signing in the summer, and it goes to show that you don't have to have a goal or an assist as an attacking player to benefit the team, because I was worried that he was going to be searching for this goal so much, and you heard so much about his mentality and about him being a bit of a wrong-un really at Wolves, that he was going to be selfish and only look for the goal himself, and, you know, to the detriment of the team. He did the opposite. He was sacrificing those positions to make way for other players. He was making runs off the ball just so we could, you know, create that space. His closing was exceptional. His pressing was exceptional. So it's only a matter of time before he gets his goal, and I'm hoping maybe against Brighton that he can get that. And I mean, is it a video on this channel without me talking about Senne Lammens since we bought him? Really happy with him. And it goes to show that, you know, we're under the cosh at Anfield, at the cop end, in a situation where we've grown accustomed to losing, grown accustomed to getting trounced at Anfield, not really been in the game, and yet our goalkeeper just kept everything calm. I don't think that it's fair to look at, you know, that Liverpool weren't good enough, they didn't test him. I think we just organised ourselves better than we usually do, and we were authoritative on the crosses, we were authoritative on set pieces, and yes, they missed the sitter, and they hit the post. I'm not taking the Gakpo flick off of Fernandes hitting the post as one that's counting. They hit the post cleanly twice. We hit it once. So, and, you know, Bruno probably should have scored that just as much as, you know, Gakpo should have equalised at the death. So Bruno scores that with 2-0 up, I think, in the first half. And Gakpo scores that as 2-2, and you don't know what happens. But just having a goalkeeper that instills a level of calm across the back line is absolutely massive. And they need that. And I think the response at the end of the game of like Maguire, De Ligt, and all the defenders running up to him and congratulating him says a lot about the man. And straight away, there were so many saves that I thought he made, simple ones, that I think Onana and Binder would have made look harder. I'm not saying they're going to let them in. They might have done. But they would have made it look a lot harder than what it was. So just having a goalkeeper that keeps things simple, that keeps things ticking the way they're supposed to tick, is a godsend right now. So very, very proud of our performance. Very proud of the fact that we've got that 2 games in a row monkey off our back, and we can finally just move forward from that. But now we've got to make sure we get 5 in a row to let Frank cut his hair, bless him. But yeah, so overall, you just can't detract from the fact that we had a few, tough starts to this season, and there's still things we need to work on for 100%. But let's just enjoy it. I think this is a game where we just have to enjoy it, sit back, have the week off and enjoy it, and look forward to Brighton, because Brighton's not going to be easy. Brighton is our bogey team. Well, we have a lot of bogey teams, but Brighton is a really massive one. We haven't beaten them I think we've beaten them once in our last 8 games in the Prem, home and away. And they beat us 4-0 at the Amex in our last game there. So we do need to do better against them. Oh, not in our last game there, in one of our early games there, sorry. And we beat them 2-0 last season, but then, that was a bit of an anomaly in itself. So I'm just hoping we can go and get that win, make it 3 in a row. And then you set up a start of the season where you've played Liverpool, you've played Chelsea, you've played City, you've played Arsenal, and you come out with 6 points from those games, which is, all right. It's all right. But in these next couple of games, and we've got Brighton, we've got Forest, we've got Spurs. I think if you can come out with like 10 points of those, which is saying something, then that's very, very solid. I think Tottenham will be the hardest game after Liverpool by far, but easy banana peel Brighton. So let's lay down a marker and let's actually go and take it to them and beat them, because that'll be a really good win to take against a pretty stellar Brighton side who just come off the back of a good win at the weekend as well. So overall, I mean, I'm happy with it, very happy with Cunha. I'm happy with the midfield display. I'm happy with the centre-backs, happy with the goalkeeper. Still think I don't want to see Dalot at left wing-back. I just don't. I don't really want to see him play for the next week. I just think I don't think the system suits him. And, this system, as I talked with the goalkeeper, I talked with the defenders, this system is designed to either make you look amazing or make the best parts of you look really good or make the worst parts of you look really bad. And Dalot, I think, is in the latter. But we'll see what happens against Brighton. Let me know what you thought of the game against Liverpool, and also, more specifically, let me know what you think we should do versus Brighton, because that's almost just as important. So thank you very much for sticking by to the end of this video. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you on the next one.